The following program is paid for by Mariette Kammerer, who is solely responsible for its contents. This is LifeTalk, where we tell it like it is. LifeTalk is motivational, helping you get to the next level in life. LifeTalk is educational, to broaden your knowledge. LifeTalk is inspirational, to get you fine-tuned to start doing what you love doing. LifeTalk, sponsored by kmareducation.org. And here is your host, Mariette Kammerer.
Well, welcome to Life Talk with Marietta. I am Marietta, and welcome to our 2-hour event, Conscious Living 2018, Mind, Body, Reflection, Change. So what's going to happen? I tell you, I break it down from 7 to 8. We cover health is the most important thing in life. Without good health, improving our health, learning about our health, mind, and body. Now, those chronic pains that make us suffer every single day, what is that? What have we not looked at? What could be done about it? Now, we have Dr. Beverly Marr and Dr. Chris Sova. Now, they're both chiropractors and inventors of the Pure Posture Board. They're here with us tonight, and please pay close attention because you might need pencil and paper as well. So please, we still have time to get that. So, where some of the illnesses originate and just stay inside of our body, that will Nora Jaya from Nora Jaya Healing Arts. She will share that with us because the metaphysical and the emotional causes of illness and diseases we need to know about. So, the next part is there's nothing like looking and feeling great as we get older. Not just like the superstars. Wrong thinking. We can look just as great as they do. So, but we got to do something about it. So after the half an hour, we get to meet Warren Honeycutt. And his secret is anti-aging. So, and have no doubt, he is the master. He lives what he preaches. And he's 67 years old. Anyway, food for the soul and body. I want you to meet a good friend of mine, a business owner in Stratford with a vision and understanding of good and healthy foods, vegan, gluten-free, Kasia Lindeback. So, and then we're going to take a break. 8 to 9, we're coming on, I know. The master of affirmation, Nora St. John, is with us, talking about head trash. We're going to learn about what's happening in schools, and we have 3 professors with us, Chris Hunter, Paul Hughes, Chris Cook. And, of course, then we're going to have the Artist Corner. You're going to meet a fantastic artist here from Fairfield, Joe Malfettone, and his latest work, which is really terrific. Here in the studio, Dr. Rich Gillick, a naturopathic physician and chiropractor. Good evening. Thank you for being here and helping us out.
My pleasure.
And, of course, our friend Jim Alfieri. He's the president of Public Speaking Club in Fairfield. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good evening.
And I bribed Jim. I made him cakes.
And
2
it was
cakes.
delicious.
And they got stuck in the pan. They got stuck in the pan, so I brought him the whole pan. It's the truth. I'm not making it up.
Thank you.
Before we get started, I'm asking Rich to read. We have giveaways, and that means you have to call the studio, 203-333-9422. So there are about 12 of the items. We're not going to read all the items all at once. Give the most recent ones.
Pure Posture Board.
Pure Posture Board.
We're going to be learning about that very, very soon.
That's right. It's a $300 value.
Is this my segment
it's
or yours? Okay. So $300 value. And you'll want to stick around to hear all about that. Could be life-changing. Has been already for many, many people.
That's true.
We also have Red Rooster in Newtown, Connecticut. Gift certificate valued at $25. How the Health Are You? Warren Honeycutt's book. Valued at $30. Susan Raymond, The Harp Healer CD for $45 value. And 2 Life Talks Natural Bar Goat Milk Soaps. A value of $30, and we'll get to more prizes later.
That's right. So the studio number is 203-333-9422. Operators are standing by right now, and here, just after the quick music break, the doctors are coming on, and they're certainly improving our health. Okay.
Want some whiskey in your water, sugar in your tea? What's all these crazy questions?
Little Tom Jones, he'll be with us for the rest of the 2 hours. I love him. Okay, here we're going to go. Dr. Beverly Marr and Dr. Chris Soma, a very warm welcome to you, and my respect and congratulations to your beautiful product, the Pure Posture Board.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Good. And please, you have the floor because you know exactly how to explain it.
Right, Pure Posture, it's a...
Come a little closer to the microphone.
Pure Posture, it's an orthopedic tool that we both developed, and just by using your own body weight and gravity, aligns the spine, gives you greater flexibility, reduces the pain, and improves your posture.
We're passionate about posture, totally passionate. I watch everybody all the time, so when I see
We're
anyone
watching
on...
you too,
I'm judging. But no, everyone pretty much, regardless of their age or physicality, really can improve their posture. And in this day and age, we're not out gathering food and not using our bodies physically as we once did. So we sit a lot, and gravity definitely does pull the spine out of alignment. Having good posture, it's just not about throwing your shoulders back, really. It's about elongating the spine, having your head directly over your body instead of in front of your body. It's opening your chest. And honestly, when we're sitting all the time and just even walking around with your slouching, you can't even take a deep breath. You cannot expend the lungs. It compresses the organs, and your digestion isn't right. I mean, there's so many things that go wrong without having very good posture. It's difficult to,
The board remedies a lot of those problems that we accumulate over time.
Absolutely, yeah. And we invented it out of necessity. So, Dr. Sova?
Yeah, I always had pain right between my shoulder blades for the longest time. And it was from adjusting patients and being at the computer and slouching and writing reports. And here I am, a chiropractor of 20 years, married to a chiropractor of 20 years, and I have this pain. And
that is a tough profession.
It is, no doubt.
You are always...
Yeah, you're speaking from experience, no doubt, yeah. And no matter what I did, no matter how many times I got adjusted or the therapies, I just couldn't get rid of this pain. And I did what everybody else does, the rolled up yoga mats, the lacrosse balls, tennis balls, the foam rollers, and nothing really worked. And then I started working with wood products. And I have a small shop in my basement, in my garage, and I developed it, and where it started to actually help me. And then we had some patients that had similar issues. Then we brought it to them, and they started getting better. Their posture started improving. Their pain started improving, and we just we took it from there. It's become a highlight of what we do.
Chris, could you describe the board for our listeners? Because when I saw the box, I wasn't quite sure what to expect.
It's in a fancy box too.
Yeah,
Come in a fancy box.
But I expected like this long board that folds, but it's really not. It's not that large. It's pretty compact.
It's a simple device, but it's a board that you lay on, and it has two protrusions, and the two protrusions go right alongside of your spine. So your shoulder blades go around them. So it directly addresses the spine, where each individual vertebral segment gets stretched and aligned to help improve your posture.
Now, is that just one size that comes with the board, or?
No, we do have varying sizes, because not everyone is of equal flexibility in their spine. So we have people who are over 90 that use this product, and then of course we have gymnasts and professional athletes who also use it. Those two wouldn't use the same board. So the projections that come out of the board, we call them risers, and we have various heights. A 1.5 for someone who's older or who has fibromyalgia or some kind of condition. A 2, which we call the universal. Pretty much everybody can use a universal.
That's the one I have.
Yeah, you have a 2, and then we have a 2.5. for people who do yoga every day and their spines are pretty flexible. We do have custom ones for some of our professional dancers, and some of those people have unbelievably flexible spines, so right up to 4 inches, but they have to get in contact with us.
Dr. Marr, what
Yes.
comes to mind when you're, if I remember this correctly, what you said, if your spine is not aligned properly and you ride horses, the horse won't even. Is that true? Did I understand? Did I remember that correctly?
That's completely correct. You know, when we were marketing this product, first of all, it took us 2 years to get it right. And we tested it on willing subjects at health fairs. We couldn't sell the product either, and we weren't, there for getting patients. So we've just sort of say, you want to come over and try this out? And sure enough, we had a lot of volunteers, and so that's how we tested it. But then I was thinking, who are the people that really, they get this, that they really have to have an aligned spine? And there are certain groups of people. I'm also an equestrian, so the first thing is, if you're crooked and you're sitting in the saddle, the horse is going to go crooked. And a lot of equestrians spend tons of money for chiropractors coming to fix their horses when really it's really their crooked spine that's really doing that.
So that's why my horse has always been going to the left.
That's it. Now you got.
My horse keeps making left turns that go around the circles. It's got to be my spine.
It's so true. And also, I'm one of the people that belong to the rather more inactive people. Therefore, every single day, your body talks to you from a different angle.
Right.
So, about 2 months ago, I met with you. I have the board, and this is not a paid advertisement, and I'm doing a free testimonial. I've been using the board every other day. I should really be exercising more, and I haven't been doing that. But when I go on the board, it takes away my aches and pains, and especially at night, I watch television in one position. In one position, like just on the left side.
Right.
Yeah. And you do that over and over again. No wonder. You wonder where does the hip hurts, the foot. Every day it's something different. And going on the board, it takes it right out.
Right.
You feel like a new person. It's the truth.
Well, when your spine is aligned and really flexible, then you're able to do more, and then you want to do more. You're not going to park the car, two steps away.
And your horse will thank you for it also.
It's great for like
That's
dentists. Dentists and another profession where their posture is really compromised all the time, and people who are on their computers 24/7 pretty much. Millennials, oh my gosh. Yeah, really, really good.
Now, a user can expect immediate results, or what do you advise someone that's trying it out for the first time?
You can absolutely feel something the first time that you use the board. No doubt about it.
I know I did. My daughter did.
Right.
Yeah. My granddaughter, she plays hockey. So she wasn't quite sure. I don't think she's that much in tune with her body, to tell you the truth. But my daughter, who was a cancer therapist at the Greenwich Hospital,
right.
She's full of stress. When she comes home, she doesn't want to talk and see anybody because she's full of stress.
Right.
But she got it. She totally got it.
Yes.
So I would nothing but recommend. And your return policy is there, so there's nothing. Every household should have that. It's a $300 investment.
Risk-free.
That's right. And the pillow, a beautiful velvet pillow with it as well. Mine is right in my living room, right under the coffee table.
We
That's
purposefully made the board to look beautiful like that, so that it would stay out.
Yeah.
So
It is. It's a very attractive piece of art.
Yeah.
If you see it, you'll use it versus hiding it under the bed someplace.
Yeah.
So we really did it.
And I also like to tell our listeners, you have a special promo going on, a WICC promo. Would you talk about that? It's free shipping if you go to the doctor's website, which is pureposture.net. Look at the promo code WICC.
That's it. And on checkout, you just put in WICC, and we'll know it's you, and we'll send you the board.
So it's free shipping. What does the shipping cost? Probably $15, something like that?
It's about $15, depending.
I guess, I don't know.
It's about $15.
Yeah.
It's $11 to $15, something like that. The pillow is $25.
That's right. That's what you told me. So WICC promo code, pureposture.net. Definitely check it out. I am on YouTube all the time for the doctors. So you see the 2.5 2.5-minute video, Pure Posture on YouTube. You got to see it and contact the doctor. What is your telephone number in case people want to talk to him?
Yes, it's 203-569-0067.
Thank you. Would you repeat that?
Yep, 203-569-0067.
Okay, pureposture.net is the website, and the doctors are giving away a free posture board, but you have to call in now, and we're closing everything at 8:30. You have to call the studio to be considered for the winning, 203-333-9422. So that's good. Thank you so much for coming by. We will have you again on. I love what you're doing, doctors.
Thank you,
Dr. Silva and Dr. Marr. Thank you so much.
For having us.
All right, we're going to go for a quick break, and afterwards we come back with Nora Jaya Healing Art. So stay tuned.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-900-9401. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-900-9401. That's 1-800-900-9401. 1-800-900-9401.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-348-2121. That's 800-348-2121. 800-348-2121. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Artist Joe Malfettone, creator of the Transfiguration series, has released his work with Chilton and Chadwick in Greenwich, Connecticut. An ongoing series of large format oil paintings and edition sculptures on clarity through time and space is the first extensive body of work by artist Joseph Malfettone. Private viewing available. Contact www.joemalf.com. That's Joe, MALF.com. Hundreds of Nora Jaya's clients have experienced how their life has been regenerated and suffering has turned to unshackled joy. Chronic pain to full mobility, health, and comfort. NoraJayaHealingArts.com. Private, comfort, good health. NoraJayaHealingArts.com. To your good health, always. Having unforeseen transportation safety challenges? On the road, transporting goods, airport schedules to meet, driving to work? This can happen anytime, and time is money. Call Linda at Bridgeport Auto Glass, 24-hour helpline, 203-606-5488. That's 203-606-5488. Bridgeport Auto Glass, 1227 Barnum Avenue, Bridgeport, and BridgeportAutoglassShop.com, 203-606-5488. Bridgeport Auto Glass at 1227 Barnum Avenue, Bridgeport, cares about your safety.
This is WICC 600.
I think Mr. Tom Jones is telling us to keep our hats on. Well, we certainly will. Well, and in our next segment, first of all, thank you for tuning in to WICC. You're listening to Life Talk with Mariette, our Conscious Living event 2018, Mind, Body, Reflection, Change. We're on for 2 hours. Great guests, great giveaways. So you got to listen to us. And the studio number again, 203-333-9422. And now I'd like you to meet a good friend of mine and a wonderful professional, Nora Jaya of NoraJayaHealingArts.com. She's from Fairfield, and she's going to talk about metaphysical and emotional causes of illness and diseases. So good evening. Thank you so much for being here.
Good evening.
With us tonight. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So what does that all mean, the metaphysical and emotional causes of illnesses and disease? What does that mean?
Yeah.
So that people understand.
It's a mouthful.
It is a
You got to
mouthful.
talk into the microphones.
Yes.
I think to put it simply is that we are aware of so much more than what we realize. And I think that a lot of us think that what is immediately in front of our reality is all that is here and all that we are responding to. And really, we're emotional beings, we're energetic beings, and we're picking up on so much other information in the collective consciousness, from technology, from other people's emotions, from past trauma, from just other people's thoughts. And these are things that really can manifest in our mind and manifest in our body and cause real physical imbalance and can cause illness and can cause dis-ease or disease. And, especially as a professional and for doctors and for children and anybody, we're all these conscious beings that are responding to metaphysics.
What I like to say to our listeners, everybody can relate to, you wake up in the morning, you're in a good mood, everything is going fantastic. You have an appointment, let's just say, at a doctor's office, just as an example. And the doctor's office is filled with people. And, you mind your business, you're looking through the magazine. And all of a sudden, you feel your mood change. You're picking up somebody else's energy. Mm-hmm. Somebody else who is not as
You getting drained?
Yeah, no, somebody who's not in a good mood, somebody who is ticked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we're picking up.
Yeah.
Everybody can relate to that. Mm-hmm. Many times on the telephone, I'm in a good mood. The other person is not necessarily in a bad mood. But it also goes vice versa.
Totally.
When I wake up in the morning, I don't really know if I'm in a really good mood. I don't notice it right away. Where I notice it, as soon as I pick up the phone and talk to somebody and how they respond to me, then I know, oh no, I better stay off the phone for a couple hours.
I'm getting back in bed.
No, it's true. I'm very much in tune with that. But this is the point I wanted to make, picking up somebody else's energy.
Yeah.
Everybody can relate to that.
Totally. So what I do as a professional is I can feel somebody's true, authentic potential without the baggage that they're picking up on. So to put it simply, I can basically filter out what the person would feel like or be like in their full health without taking on these metaphysical attributes or emotional attributes or imbalances caused by our atmosphere and awaken them within the person so that they're aware of them and that they can make lifestyle changes so that they can see and feel and think clearer without getting lost or identifying with other information that isn't truly their authentic self.
You know what comes to mind, Nora? We all go through personal development and transformation. And it is sometimes very essential to change areas, to change where we live, because we can't really fully develop, or something is just there that makes us not develop. So the environment, I never knew that much about it. I still don't, and that's why I wanted to ask you. There are certain areas that we should live to develop further. How true is that?
It's absolutely true. I'm a student of Ayurveda, which is a sister science to yoga, and it encompasses the 5 elements. And that space, air, fire, water, and earth. And it tells us that we're all compositions of these 5 elements, and we're all different measurements of these. And for us to feel balanced is to find our environment that is really living in harmony with our composition, and everybody is really different. So somebody that is really kind of hot-headed, quote unquote, or more of a fire element should probably not be living in a really dry, desert, hot environment. They should probably be living in a more...
They go bananas in the hot desert. Can you imagine, Rich?
They go cuckoo. But this is a philosophy thousands of years old, right?
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more readily accepted today.
Absolutely. And I try to just break it down in a really digestible way, so to speak, and where it's really easy to apply and understand without making it too hokey.
No, you were marvelous. We were talking before, and you did break it right down into its basic
Thank you.
elements very, very easily.
It's a lot more simple than maybe we realize. I think that most people really overcomplicate their healing process.
Now, where I shine, I know somebody when they have something very special, even though I'm not familiar with that very special, but I bank on my intuition. I've gone through life like that all the time. I really meet the best of the best, Rich.
You're a shiner.
I'm a shiner. No, really, it's the truth. And when I first met you, when I first saw you, I read energy right off the picture, and I saw your hands, your beautiful hands, and I know where your energy is. It all maybe sounds not right, but I am dead serious. I'm very, very serious. I can feel a person. I feel if they're
good vibes.
If they're true, if whatever they present, if it's true or if it's not true. I just know it.
I appreciate that.
And just the little ways I have gone with you, it's incredible.
Authentic.
Thank you.
Authentic. That's it. Thank you, Rich. That's what I was looking for.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So I know you work with medical doctors, you work with therapists, you work with nutritionists. And in what way can you give them help? Because, everybody has their own little area and nobody wants somebody to come into their territory.
Yeah, absolutely. My job is to identify where the person's imbalance is. So say, for instance, because we just had the chiropractors on, if somebody has some kind of skeletal issue that is imbalanced that I'm feeling empathically, then I will definitely bring that up. And as a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor and I don't diagnose them, but I will suggest that they go see a medical professional that's in line with the issue that I'm picking up on. Or if somebody has a fascia issue, so in the soft tissue in their body, I will recommend them again to either go see a chiropractor or somebody that specializes in myofascial release technique.
Very good.
Or I will pick up even cancer on somebody or something that I really will detect as a potential of an issue. So I will immediately send them to or suggest that they go see a medical professional. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to work symbiotically with doctors.
That's the word.
And not to replace medical professionals at all.
Also, what I saw in you and what is on the top of my list, that you are engaged with the people, and I have experienced that with other people. They give workshops, they do this, and they're not engaged with their audience, with the people. I would never hire somebody like that. I just came across a person like that. I was seeking them out, from the magazine and wanted to interview them, and just the way they responded to me, I said,
"Oh, you're very intuitive."
I'm very intuitive. So I want somebody to care about me when I open up my heart and my mind. I want them to. I'm the person in front of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want you to care about, and you do. Mm-hmm. If you didn't, I wouldn't have you sitting here, and I wouldn't say it because my audience, people know.
The sincerity is right.
Yeah,
right
people know if I get paid for saying things, if I do an advertisement, or if it's a testimonial, and I really mean that. And people always say, "Well, what's unique about you?" A lot of people don't have that. Mm-hmm. They have certain skills and talents. That most important component is missing. That's the problem with people. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah. Connection.
So, what I very briefly like to touch on, the secrets behind mystery illnesses. such as when somebody has a heavy appetite, let's just say. I know it sounds silly, but it's a simple.
You're asking her?
Sure.
I'm asking, yeah.
So everybody is so different. The symptoms are different with everybody, and it could be the same symptom, but the core issue could be different. But what I like to talk about is chronic hunger, which is basically life force hunger. A lot of people are actually craving to be connected to life force itself, and a lot of people aren't. They're really glued to the TV, or they're not getting outside enough. They're not drinking enough water. They're not eating whole foods. They're not breathing correctly. They haven't had a hug in months.
It's all me. I need it. Whatever you're giving, it's me. It's me.
Yeah, so these are all real human needs, and I'm trying to break it down really simply. Are people really getting these basic human needs? Are you breathing well? Are you outside? Are you drinking water? Are you hugging? Are you holding hands? Do you have physical affection? And all of these can really, if you're not getting them, could really start to trigger a deep emotional need, and people try to basically appease that with food.
I believe that. And a lot of people, whether they live with a partner or not, look at some of the people that live together for a long, long time. Yeah. They certainly don't talk, and they certainly don't touch. So, and a lot of people are alone.
I just want to be hugged by you.
Not by
Group
me.
hug.
Not by me. But I always do. My friends, the people that I care about, I always hug them. That's how I show my affection. I don't need to kiss them on the cheek. I'm a hugger.
It's a deep need that we need as humans, for sure.
But I have to sincerely like somebody, in order to do that. Now, I know you have 2 workshops coming up, because one is designed for moms, and you're a mom. You're an advocate.
Yeah. I am a mom to an almost 2-year-old. I will be leading a workshop, an online Skype workshop, starting September 5th. And it's for moms to learn how to heal themselves and learn how to basically heal their children through themselves. And I'll be talking about these basic things, like how present they are with themselves. If they are taking care of themselves with their own basic needs, are they present with their own children? Are they projecting their own fears onto their children, and how to get in touch with their own, childhood needs so that they can acknowledge them and heal, and then basically understand their children better and start to balance out their lifestyle as a family.
That's great. Now, Nora Jaya, healingarts.com. You got to check out the website. You find all the information. Now, Nora is a regular contributor, monthly contributor, starting next month. She actually already started, but she'll be a regular contributor to LifeTalk. So we will hear more, because it needs a little education with the kind of work that you do. So you'll be with us every single month. And you have an open house coming up July 29th. You might want to mark that date, where you have an open house here on WICC, and a lot of goodies are happening. But you will go on Facebook. We'll have it posted there. We don't have it on there yet, but the next week it will be all set. We'll have it on there. So a lot of people will know about you, and that's what we want, and get help for, what they need help for. What is your telephone number?
It's 203-998-5292, or you can email me at Jaya, Jaya, at norajaya.com. It's NORAJAYA.com.
And we have just touched the surface of what you're doing. There's so much more, but we can't cover it all, in this. So I'm watching the time and everything, and I know, first of all, thank you for coming out.
I want you
to stay with us. Yeah,
I will.
with us, because as a contributor, we have other professionals coming on where you give your opinion on different things. So we're going for a quick music break. After the break, we have the master coming on, Mr. Warren Honeycutt. So, but just a quick break, and then we'll get to Mr. Honeycutt.
I'm going to do the prizes.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright pleasant day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself.
I just want to quickly tell you, let us go for a 2-minute break. Our producer just told me. So please stay tuned. Warren Honeycutt is coming on right after the break, so don't go away. We need to announce a few more giveaways, 203-333-9422. So, but just a quick break. We get that out of the way, and then we're clear for the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Need a CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we carry popular brands of CPAP equipment, including ResMed, Respironics, and more. To move inventory, we're selling some of our ResMed CPAP machines at prices lower than you would think. Learn more about these affordable ResMed CPAPs at CPAP.com. We'll even provide free shipping on your ResMed machine orders, so you'll get it fast when you enter the promo code RADIO. The best part? No insurance needed. Our CPAPs are priced so low they can even cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and carries a large inventory of sleep apnea equipment. With little retail overhead and no middlemen, we're the best way to get affordable, comfortable sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has a large inventory of ResMed CPAPs and is offering free shipping on these devices. For these great deals and others, visit CPAP.com. Don't forget to enter the promo code RADIO. That's RADIO.
You're never going to get as much sleep as you want. That's why you need to make every hour of sleep you do get really count. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. Our sheets are handcrafted from pure, fair trade, 100% organic cotton. Hundreds of thousands of Americans, including 3 U.S. presidents, sleep better than ever on Boll & Branch sheets. If you order today, we'll give you $50 off your first set of sheets with promo code SLEEP. Spelled BOLL and branch.com. Promo code SLEEP.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Now you can have a large portion of your credit card debt forgiven. Get Relief Today wants to give you free information that shows you how. This program is proven to work for credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt. We'll give you the secret to this money-saving program absolutely free. 800-207-8558. That's 800-207-8558. That's 800-207-8558.
This is WICC 600.
Well, we're back. Thank you for tuning in to WICC Life Talk with Mariette. We have a big conscious living event going on. This is our first hour, and of course, we're going to continue after the 8 o'clock hour. So please, when we prompt you to call in for giveaways, please do, and we will have the drawing around 8:50. Before we get off air, we will announce some of the winners. But who I want to introduce now is another winner. How the Health Are You? Now, I love that title. The 7 Keys to Success. Warren Honeycutt is a Fox News contributor for health and wellness, a regular guest on ESPN 93.5, and a monthly contributor from now on of Life Talk with Mariette here on WICC. And here he is, Warren the Master.
Good evening, Mariette. Thanks for having me on. How are you doing?
Good. You don't think it was a good introduction?
I thought it was a great introduction, but I didn't want to mess it up by adding anything or taking anything away from it. See, Mariette, I didn't want to do a bad job with trying to improve on perfection.
Oh, well.
He's a schmooze.
Yeah, schmooze. Well, I want you to meet everybody, Dr. Rich,
Hi,
Jim, Nora, and Cassia here in the studio. And Warren, you have the floor, and we will be asking you questions. I know you're up there in age. You're 67 years old.
He's a kid. What does that mean up there?
Well,
no, 65. I've not aged 2 years since we talked last.
I think she has.
Your Medicare card now.
Anyway, please, what is your journey, Warren?
As it relates to health, fitness, and just living life, Mariette, I believe that life is put as a gift to us to have abundance, energy, enthusiasm, passion with every day. And in my travels and what I do for a living and what I have blessed in my life in regard to helping people, I see so many people that are just, going through a drudgery of what they call life. And to me, it's just not. To work 40 hours and sit on a couch for 38 and then, sleep for the rest of the time, to me is just dying really, really, slow. But, that's in a nutshell, that's who I am and what I'm about. And at 65 years old, and I say 65 years young.
Young, yes.
There's two ages, and a lot of people don't really realize this, but they're a fact. It's a chronological age, which is the years you are on this earth, and a biological age, which is the amount of miles you put on your body. And you can be 70 years old and have a body of a 35-year-old, or you can be 26 and, in health-wise, be someone that is 70 and about to leave the earth.
Right.
And so, and I'm able, literally, and my blood work and everything else, and I have it done every year, but a full panel, so I know where I'm at health-wise. And I'm not a medical doctor, but I do have a terrific doctor and a friend that keeps me on track. And my biological age is in the 30s. And if anyone wants to challenge that, well, I'm 65 years old, got 60% body fat, and the pictures I have on my site and book and everything else are current. So,
God bless you.
That's thank you, sir.
I have your book right in my hands. How the health are you? And everybody sees what you look
title.
like. So also, for our audience, we're giving one book away from Warren, but you have to call in 203-333-9422. But now I'd like to get to the meat. Aging. What can we do to look younger, to feel like we used to feel? Is that even possible? But our body is bigger. Maybe we need to lose 100 pounds, 200 pounds. What do you think, Warren?
Well, what I think is what scientifically I've learned to know, Marietta, and yes, someone can. I mean, we can't turn back the hands of time, but we certainly can rewind the clock. And what I mean by that is this. With proper nutrition, and we in America are awful. I mean, absolutely awful when it comes to nutrition. Worst on earth. Well, excuse me, let me go back and make sure in case someone's doing a fact check. We used to be the fattest nation on earth. We're not now. We were just passed by our friends down in Mexico, but not by much. And anytime you put 40% of a population in obesity, you're going to have high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, all kind of cancers, diabetes through the roof. There's 100 million of us right now are either type 2 diabetes, which is self-induced, or pre-diabetic. 100 million. That's the reason we don't have energy. That's the reason we don't sleep well. That's the reason we don't feel good. That's the reason we don't want to do things that we used to enjoy doing, Marietta, because we have made our bodies basically a garbage dump. And I was, one of my clients is a Fortune 500 company I was in a few months ago, and I walked into the headquarters, and it's a $11 billion group, and over to the right there was a nice car, real nice car. It was a stockholder's car, Lamborghini.
That is a nice car.
Lamborghini starts at about $280,000, $90,000. That's where they start. You know that. I mean, now if you want all the others, if you want the real nice stuff, you can spend $500,000 on a Lamborghini. And I passed that car and I had the thought, I don't know who that car belongs to, but I would bet $100 that he doesn't try to chinch and save money on gas, and then at the top of the tank pour in a gallon or so of water just to, just for good measure on saving a buck. But we do the same thing with the body that is worth a million times more than that car every day, and never give it a second's thought. And we cannot repair ourselves, our cells, our brains, our lungs, our hearts, our arteries, our muscles, our skeleton, everything has to come from food. I mean, real simply, if we don't eat for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, we die. It's just that simple. But what we give our bodies is not the nutrients that it needs. And our industry of, now I'll probably get shot for this, and, you know, I'm easy to find, so I better be careful. But the sugar industry is the biggest culprits in our culture today when it comes to our health. And is addictive, and it is in over 80% of the products on our grocery shelves today. This was not the case in 1950. By the way, in 1950, our obesity rate was under 10%.
Is that right?
And oh, yes, sir. And in the 50s was the first time that we actually started to track obesity. And the CDC, Center for Disease Prevention and Control, just released 4 or 5 months ago their latest study. That's where it came up with a 40%. Again, if someone is fact-checking, it's 39.7. Okay, if you want to argue that, fine. But to me, it's 40%.
Close enough.
Warren, you're making me feel guilty about that fried chicken lunch that I had about 2 hours ago.
And I made Jim a cake because he
sponge cake.
A sponge cake, and I tell you, it's delicious, but it's I can taste the sugar. Well, Warren, what about people? Then they buy the artificial sugars. You know, the what are they called?
Aspartame, Splenda, sucralose.
Come a little closer.
All of those, except for the last one mentioned, stevia, is an artificial sweetener that there's tons and tons of data and research that points out, even though it's not tied as close and as hardwired to obesity, it is to a lot of other diseases, cancer being one, and mental situations and illnesses, number 2.
Rampant.
Stevia is a natural sweetener. Now, the problem with stevia is this. Again, when you get into the manufacturer, and I spent many years traveling to different manufacturing facilities and working with big box stores and so on and so forth, and I'm a huge cheerleader for capitalism, truly huge. But when it comes at the expense of people's lives, then I really have an issue with it.
Right.
However, Wall Street doesn't care about, Marietta, your health, my health, or any of our family's health. They don't care. They do not care. And if anyone wants to argue that, then it's going to be a long day, because I'm not giving an inch on that one.
But, you know, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. She does care because she opened up a couple of years ago here, not far from where we are in Stratford, Connecticut. It's a place called Open Door Tea. And Cassia Lindback is here in the studio with us. She concentrated on vegan, gluten-free foods, everything organic. I'd like to bring her into the conversation. Good evening, Cassia. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Allow me to ask you, what made you do this? And I know you provide nourishment for the body and soul, but it's the right nourishment. So please talk about that a little bit. What prompted you to do this?
Well, my background is in nutrition. I have a master's degree in human nutrition, and I was in a consultation for about 20 years. But slowly I also developed that passion for herbs and tea. And I thought before I retired I would have a little adventure, so I started that dream that I have of introducing a tea as a very healthy drink to population. So my vision is really to educate people on this wonderful, like a healthy elixir that have so many benefits for us. So it's very healthy, it could be pleasurable, and it's thousands of varieties.
They're medicinal too, aren't they, Cassia? Mm-hmm. The medicinal teas. They're also
yes. So we do serve loose teas, and
what does that mean, loose teas?
Well, the tea that you go to the store and buy is usually in a tea box, mm-hmm. right? So it's a process, and
you buy it by the ounce. You buy it in the bag. You measure it
by the pounds, and we buy from directly from the small farms in China, India, Taiwan, which they most of the times they cannot even use machinery because the fields are so small on the top of the mountain or the sides of the hill.
Right. So to summarize this, I did not know that you had a master's degree in nutrition. We didn't talk anymore after I met you. So you were an employee, but you're a business owner for a couple of years. You really took the bull by the horn and said, if I do something, I'll do it the healthy way. That's the bottom line.
She's living the dream.
Well, besides living the dream, there are other people that have other foods, but you do the right foods, the good foods, right?
Yes, we are very blessed that we have already so many wonderful customers who are very happy that we've kind of filled this little niche for the vegan and gluten free.
Right.
Little pastries, little lunch options, but there's something that they praise us that didn't never exist in Stratford.
And well, Stratford is a little out of, it's not Westport and Fairfield, but yes. I'm happy that you're there. Cassia is on 3552 Main Street, Stratford. The place is called opendoortea.com. You got to check out the website. Now, I want to get back to Warren Honeycutt. Warren, I know the individuals you work with, you also design a nutritional plan. And I like to jump on board with you so I can use your services, this time for good, because I do have some weight to lose. I don't want to be in the gym every single day, even though I have a membership. So what do you recommend for somebody who has not been very active but wants to get back on track?
Well, the first thing, Marietta, seriously, is to read my book, because I've been in this business. I opened my first gym when I was 20, and I've been in the business for over 40 years of health, fitness, and good nutrition. And most people that go on a diet, which, number one, I won't help you or anybody else go on a diet, because I don't like for people to fail. When people go on a diet, they're going to fail. End of story. If you haven't failed on a diet, you haven't been on a diet. It's that simple. Now, what I recommend, first and foremost, is to have a paradigm shift, which is the reason I wrote the book. I mean, people encouraged me for years to write a book going, how, Warren, do you do it? What do you do? How do you do it? Et cetera, et cetera. And I started to look back over 40 years of case studies. And over 90% of the people that I used to work with doing a diet and a nutrition plan and teaching them what to do in a gym, it worked, Marietta, for this long, as long as I was there. As soon as I left them, or as soon as they moved on to some other situation, the weight came back on. And it was the same and is the same with every personal trainer that I've ever met, and I've met them across the country. And the key for that 6 or 7% that actually lose weight and keep it off, they first of all have a paradigm shift and a mental change to the point that they understand how to modify behavior and make their lifestyle last. That's the key. Once that's done, yes, there has to be a program that makes sense scientifically for nutrition and fitness. As it relates to spending time and hours in a gym, and Marietta, you and I have talked about this, I was 6-time finalist Mr. America, even during those years of competition, okay? I never trained more than 2 hours in the gym a week. That's all I do right now. That's all I teach anyone to do. I was just actually finishing with a client. She's been with me 6 weeks, and she lost 13 pounds of fat in 6 weeks and gained 10 or 11 pounds of lean muscle, which meant her metabolism went up by about 500 calories a day. That's just resting basal metabolism.
Yeah.
And that is key to anything you do. And again, lifestyle is paramount. If you don't make a commitment to make the lifestyle change, you can lose the weight. I mean, if someone wants to, I can put them on a program. They can lose a pound a day.
Now we're
I don't
talking.
do it.
We're talking to Warren Honeycutt. That's spelled like honey and the word cut, C-U-T. WarrenHoneycutt.com. Now Warren will be with us again July 29th. You will hear from him on a regular basis. I'm sorry we're out of time for right now.
What a great
Warren.
title for the book,
So,
though.
How the Health Are You? The 7 Keys to Success. WarrenHoneycutt.com. Please check him out. Warren, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Warren.
We got to go for the news. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you so much. I want our listeners to stay tuned. We will be back at 8:05 for the second half of Conscious Living. I'm Mariette Kammerer. We'll go to the break, the news, and we're going to have a cup of coffee.
Well, we would like to do an Elvis Presley song. Now, I knew Elvis Presley very well. I got to know him, and he was a great, great man. And I love most of the stuff that he ever recorded, so it was hard to pick one song to do, but there's always been a favorite, though. When Elvis first started off, when he was with Sun Records, and he always made great records, but this is one of my favorites, and when he first went to record this song.
The following program is paid for by Mariette F. Kammerer, who is solely responsible for its contents. This is Life Talk, where we tell it like it is. Life Talk is motivational, helping you get to the next level in life. Life Talk is educational, to broaden your knowledge. Life Talk is inspirational, to get you fine-tuned to start doing what you love doing. Life Talk, sponsored by KmarEducation.org. And here is your host, Mariette Kammerer.
A very warm welcome to Life Talk with Mariette. I am Mariette, and you have just tuned in to the second part of our Conscious Living Event 2018, Mind, Body, Reflection, Change. And yes, changes are not easy. One would say that most people have problems with it. Could it be that what a person is thinking or believing, maybe thinking the same thing over and over again and ends up with head trash? Get rid of your head trash. Head trash. Noah St. John, the master of affirmation, is with us tonight. Once we have cleared all head trash, we can bring new information in and are able to look at other areas, whether we're an adult or a student. So the parents and also grandparents need to be on board for this, because we're going to learn a lot tonight from the professors on compassion and empathy, reflective learning, critical thinking, problem solving. So professors Paul Hughes, Chris Cook, Chris Hunter share their knowledge and experience, and also culture and compassion. The soulful Sydney author Terry Murphy will join us later around 8:25. And of course, under the spotlight tonight, you get to meet, after the half an hour, you get to meet artist Joe Melfatone. So, great giveaways. Quickly, what is it? You don't have to read the whole list, but you got to call in.
You have to call in. We have The Compassionate Achiever by Dr. Chris Cook, a $20 value. Change Your Grades, Change Your Life by Professor Hughes, a $20 value. And a very special Lunch with Marietta. What kind of price can you put on that?
It's priceless. That's it. It's a surprise,
and
too.
a surprise.
Yeah. Just don't say it's a surprise.
You will be surprised.
It will be a surprise. It could be Wendy's for $3.95, or it could be a nicer restaurant, such as Red
Depends
Rooster.
what they have in their wallet, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Okay, and I know you have a quick announcement for the Hillview Market.
I do.
Yes.
What's happening across town in Connecticut? Hillview Market on Madison Avenue in Bridgeport. The butcher store to go to for the finest cuts of meat for your next occasion and celebration.
Oh, that sounds good.
Check out this week's special on Facebook, Hillview Market.
They're fantastic.
Fantastic.
Meat. Thank you very much. But now, let us get to Noah St. John. He could not be with us personally on the phone tonight, but he did a special recording for us. So get rid of your head trash. That's what he's going to talk about.
Head trash.
Hit it. Okay. Anyway.
Rich, let's talk about those reptile shoes that you're wearing today.
That's right.
I think we should put that on the giveaway list. Those gorgeous snake.
The shirt off of my back is coming onto this list.
So anyway, the studio.
Anything but the shoes.
Listen to those guys. 203-333-9422 for the giveaways. So we got the posture board from the Dr. Marr and Dr. Sobar. We got the Red Rooster for a $25 gift certificate.
How the health are you?
How the health are you? We have
the heart healer,
Dr. Paul Hughes, who's sitting across from me. Change your grades, change your life, and you're going to hear after a couple of minutes, he'll be on what he's actually doing for students. It's incredible. So what else you got?
Oh, I've got a whole list here. We've got a WICC 600 AM baseball cap.
Oh, that's good. That's a consolation prize.
That goes with my shoes.
But I wear them all the time. How
about a cup of coffee or tea?
Yeah.
At the open door in Stratford.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's good. Anyway, we got the recording now. We're all set for Noah St. John on Head Trash. Welcome, Noah St. John. Head Trash.
Hey everyone, Noah St. John here. I'm the founder of SuccessClinic.com and the author of 14 books, including the Book of Affirmations, The Secret Code of Success, and my new book, Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money. Sorry I couldn't be there live because I'm doing a speaking tour of the U.S., but I'm happy to be part of today's Conscious Living program. Now, Mariette has asked me to share a little about my new book called Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money, and because you're listening to this program right now, I'm also going to let you know how you can get a copy of the book for free. So a lot of people ask me, Noah, why did you write this book and why now? Well, so many people write to me and they say, Noah, I'm just feeling stuck. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I'm working really hard and I'm just not getting ahead. I'm not getting the results that I really want to have in life. And I started to hear this from so many people on social media and people writing to me on our website. And I said, wow, what's really causing this? What is causing stuckness? And I really figured out that after doing a lot of research and working with a lot of my clients, one of the big things that's causing people to feel stuck and feel overwhelmed is this thing that I call your head trash. Now, what is head trash? Well, head trash is that guy in your head, that voice in your head that says, I can't do it because, ... and then you fill in the blank. Well, I can't do it because I don't have the time. I can't do it because I don't have the money. I can't do it because I'm too old. I can't do it because I've made too many mistakes. I can't do it because I'm a woman. I can't do it because I don't live in the right city, or whatever it is, right? And we hear these voices in our head, and it says the same thing over and over, and it says, I can't do it because. Now, that's bad enough. But here's the other big problem with head trash, and that is you always make yourself right. Isn't that amazing? See, as human beings, we always make ourselves right. So if you tell yourself, well, you know what, I can't do it because I don't have the money, guess what? You're going to find that you don't have the money. And if you say, oh, I can't do it because I don't have the time, well, then you find that you don't have the time. And it just goes on and on and on. So we've got to understand that head trash is the number one reason that so many people feel stuck. Now, in my book, in the book, Get Rid of Your Head Trash About Money, I talk about 3 big mistakes that even smart people make when it comes to reaching your goals. And I know everyone listening to this program is really smart, but you may be making one or even more of these mistakes. So let me talk just for a minute about these 3 big mistakes that hold even smart people back from reaching their goals. The first big mistake that I see people making is not getting rid of your head trash about money. Right? 77% of the people who come to me, who come to our website, SuccessClinic.com, they say, Noah, you know what? I'm just not making the money that I want to be making. You know, I'm not getting ahead of my job, or my business isn't growing fast enough. I'm just feeling stagnant, and I'm working harder than ever. And I realize that a big, big part of that is what I call your head trash, or your inner game. And so what I want you to do is really understand that if you don't get rid of that head trash, it's going to hold you back. Imagine if you didn't take out the trash in your home for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. Imagine if you never took out the trash in your home. Your home would be totally unlivable, right? It's totally gross. You can't even live there. Well, so many people haven't taken out the trash in their head for 5, 10, 20 years or more. So write down what it is that's holding you back. Write down what your head trash is telling you. What are you saying to yourself? I can't do it because... And then realize that may be affecting you in more ways than you think. So that's the first big mistake. The second big mistake that I see people making is not having a mentor, trying to do everything yourself. Now, at SuccessClinic.com, what we talk about is a mentor is 3 things. First of all, a mentor is someone who's where you want to be. Now, that's really easy. That's the easy part. You can't turn on Facebook anymore without seeing some guy saying, hey, man, look at my this and look at my cool this and woo, aren't I awesome? And yeah, you're awesome. The only problem is, have you helped anyone else doing it, or is it all about you? And so that's what we see so many times, what we call the difference between personality-driven success and system-driven success. When it's personality-driven, what's the problem? Well, what if you don't have that person's personality? Which, we probably don't. So it's going to be awfully hard, if not impossible, to replicate that success. So yes, it's important that the person's where you want to be, But secondly, and much more important, is do they have a system to actually help you get there so that you can get there? The difference between personality-driven and system-driven success. So at Success Clinic, we love to talk about our clients' success, our students' success. If you go to workingwithnoah.com, you'll see dozens and dozens of stories of our clients and students who have doubled or tripled their income, who've gone from $60,000 in debt to a six-figure income, who've gone from $5,000 a month to $75,000 a month, who've lost weight and found love, and it just goes on and on and on. So we like to talk about systems-driven success versus personality-driven success. So make sure you find that mentor who is not only where you want to be, but someone who can actually help you get there. And then the third big mistake that I see people making, and even if you don't make those first two, if you're doing this third one, it can really hold you back, and that is gathering too much information without giving yourself permission to succeed. You know, we don't live in the...
You're my world, your every breath I take.
When we have head trash, there's nothing like a little Tom Jones. So that goes right to the recycle bin, the head trash. And now we're clear again. And thank you, Mr. Tom Jones, for being part of this. And who I like to bring in now, because we're all clear and we're ready to receive, is Professor Paul Hughes. And yes, he adapted the affirmation method, the technique, and he has done incredible work. He's a professor down at Norwalk Community College, and he is also the author of Change Your Grades, Change Your Life. Thank you, Paul, for being with us tonight.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you. So, I have the book right in front of me, and you were, over a year ago, I first met you right here on air.
Yeah.
So what has been happening since then? And would you come a little closer to the mic?
Sure. What has been happening since then is the same thing that's been happening all along, but let me let the audience know why I did the book in the first place. And the reason was that I discovered, quite by surprise and by accident, that there were otherwise good students in my classes who were coming to school, doing their homework, studying hard, and getting poor to mediocre grades on exams. And I wondered why. And it happened with one student who I had pegged for an A student in my class because she did everything right. And when I corrected her midterm, she got a 67, and I was quite surprised and disappointed by it. Long story short, a bad situation turned into a good situation because I sat down with her and I found out what was going through her head, what kind of head trash she had going on. Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is that what I learned from her is that there are otherwise good students in every classroom, in every school, probably around the world, who do all the right things, but because they have negative beliefs and emotions about exams, it affects their performance, and they're not even aware of it. So what's happening is their futures are being compromised and sabotaged by something they have no control over. What I did from that point on was, with the help of my student, Lindsay, was I found out what her head trash was. I wrote it down on the paper, the negative statement she had, why can't I ever remember what I study, and a bunch of other things. And I turned them into affirmations. I turned them into the exact opposite statements in the form of a question that were the perfect outcome that she was trying to achieve. Within a matter of 2 weeks, she got a grade 15 points higher in another class on a quiz. 4 weeks later, she got a B on my final, and 6 months later, when she was at a 4-year school, she got straight A's on all her midterms. That's one example.
Great work.
The outcome of that was that now I started letting students know at the beginning of class that if they had issues with exams, they could come to me and there was a way I could help them. And the same things happened over and over again. As soon as they spent literally a few minutes a day, not even 5 minutes a day, reading these simple affirmations, their grades just skyrocketed.
Paul, is there an approach, you say 5 minutes a day, but is there an approach that you suggest that when someone has a set of affirmations, should they repeat them, repeat them constantly, or what's the best approach to address an affirmation?
Yeah, good question. And by the way, right in the book are samples of the most common problems that students would tell me about. The most common most common problems that they had. What you do is the student, you read them as if with the same sense of wonder and belief as if it's already happened. Why do I feel so relaxed and comfortable when I study for an exam? Why am I remembering almost everything I study? Why do I feel relaxed and confident when I take an exam? Why do I trust my answers on exam?
While you're biting your fingernails, but when you say these, while you're scared, but you're saying these affirmations?
You're saying it as if it's happening.
So if let's say I don't like math. Let's say I say, Paul, I just don't like math. Now, is there an affirmation that would be the direct opposite of that, or would it be why do I like math? Or if I had let's say I had a problem with math, like one of your students, what would be an example, perhaps, of an affirmation that?
Well, you're asking the wrong person, because as it turns out, I sucked in math.
Oh, this is going to be a longer conversation here.
Well, there's a story. Well, there's a story behind that, which I won't go into.
Right.
In those cases, and it's a good question, because in some cases, math was the single subject. Students could be good in everything else, and they were poor in math. So I wrote specific affirmations for math.
Wow. I know you specialize for each student, but while we're already in school, I like to bring in two more professionals. They're also Professor Chris Cook. He's a professor of political science and social science at Western Connecticut State University. Now, he is the author of The Compassionate Achiever. Good evening, Chris. How are you today?
All right, Mariette. Good evening, y'all. And thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And also, I'd like to welcome Christopher Hunter. He's professor at the Rice University in Houston, Texas. How are you, Chris?
Howdy, everybody. I'm doing well.
Oh, you sound good. You sound very good. Yeah, you are effective public speaking and reflection learning. You're the president of Impact Communications in Houston, Texas. So hello to everybody. Hello to Houston. Yes, and I know we have several people throughout the United States listening to us tonight. So I want to get to Chris, if I may. I know we're all in school and university now. So Paul really helps the students with affirmation, and also adults. So, but that's your specialty, Paul. So I'd like to ask Chris now, because you came up with this wonderful Compassionate Achiever book, How Helping Others Fuels Success. So, and I also, you told us in January, you have a program that you're implementing throughout the United States. Please talk about that.
Yeah, well, there's a social emotional learning program that I've constructed. I wrote the neuroscience side of it for social emotional learning. It's called the Choose Love program, and done by the Jesse Lewis Choose Love organization. So you can go to jesselewischooselove.org, and you can get that program for free. What we wanted to do is we constructed this pre-K through 12 social emotional learning program so that any school, no matter where they are in terms of the socioeconomic ladder, they can actually start on social emotional learning. And it goes back to what you guys were just talking about in terms of grades. We know that when a classroom is full of compassion, you release a neurotransmitter called dopamine. And dopamine, according to many neuroscientists, is the post-it note for memory. So you increase your memory the more dopamine is going around the classroom. So it's the opposite of the classroom I had.
Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, we just lost you for a moment.
Okay. So when dopamine's flying around the classroom, grades go up. And it's the opposite of what I had when I was a little kid in St. Nicholas at Talentine. I was at the school, in Catholic school there, and the nuns would hit us. And at that time, I was a C student. As soon as I got out of that school and we moved out to Connecticut, I was in this classroom by Mrs. Peck. I'll never forget her, my 5th grade teacher. And she made that classroom full of life and learning. Because of her, I swore to her. She's passed on, but she turned a C student into an A student. And it's the compassion she had for all of her students. She listened to us. So when I had a hard, she looked at and asked me how I saw something. And then she changed her teaching to reflect the way I saw it, and so that I was able to learn. And she did that for all of us. And, you know, we...
That's a teacher.
Public school teachers. What's that?
That's a teacher.
Yes, she was. And every time I step in front of the classroom, I try to summon my inner Mrs. Peck. She was amazing. And I think it's that compassion. When you have passion for what you do and passion with students, that's what compassion is. I think that what happens is that you see the community of scholars blossom right before your very eyes. So, you know, social emotional learning is a key component of learning, and it shouldn't be some type of add-on if you can afford it. It should be a part of every school.
Right, but then we still have communication problems, problem solving, critical thinking and questioning. I'd like to bring Christopher Hunter in now. Chris, what is your take on that? Because the social emotional learning, absolutely, but then the kids are still left alone with all the other issues.
Yeah, well, first of all, what Chris is doing with this social emotional learning is absolutely amazing, and it is past due in terms of the need for that to be a focus within the classroom.
True.
But as it relates to the communication side of it and the ability to think critically, it starts from a structural sense. In terms of education as we practice it now, compulsory learning is one of the things that I find to be a little bit to the detriment of our children's ability to learn and think critically. Because traditionally, we are teaching kids what to think rather than how to think.
Very true.
And I think that if we switch that around and take the responsibility for learning and place it on the learner, his or herself, and you as the adult or educator facilitate said learning, then there are several benefits that end up, you know, resulting from this. First and foremost, the ability to be able to think critically based on the questions that the children are asked, it enhances it tremendously. Number one. Number two, their ability to be able to speak copiously upon a subject and be able to connect subject matters in one lesson, which is also something that we do that I find that isn't beneficial anymore, because you can take a child and teach them history, mathematics, science, all in one lesson based on an interest that they may have, let's say for computer science. So I think to get back to developing the minds of our children by first having them understand, emotional intelligence and social learning, which I am a big proponent of. Like Albert Bandura, pretty much, in my opinion, changed the game when he taught us about social learning theory and how we learn the things that we. Once we do those things, I think that our students have a greater ability to master certain subjects and or learn critical thinking and logic earlier.
I have a question on both of you, Chris. So the compassionate social emotional learning, the teacher, how do we train teachers? Because how can you teach something if the teacher doesn't have that component? So, and many people don't have it, whether they're teachers or not. Many adults don't have that social, that emotional intelligence component. So what do we do in a case like that? How can you implement programs in schools? How is it done?
So the traditional way of doing that, and first and foremost, we haven't had a lot of social emotional learning training enacted or trained for teachers, and it's been minimal, if anything. But the social emotional learning programs that have been activated actually have training that's separate from the students. So what we did in our program is that we put the training for the teachers in with the learning of the students. So it's not extra time for the teachers. And the reason we did that is the teachers right now go into any classroom across the country. They're already overworked. They're and underpaid, in my opinion. And right, so there's no, they have limited time already. And so what we did is we created a program where the teacher is learning side by side while guiding the students. And so we have training and seminars, and Scarlett Lewis is one of the Stand-Hook moms that I linked up with. Her son was Jesse. And so what we do is we go out to various school districts and get the ball rolling for teachers, but show that the teachers, guys, it's all within us. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who's very famous for the social contract, said that we are all born with natural, his words, natural compassion, but we unlearn it through society. So simply reawakening the compassion, reawakening the social emotional learning that we have in us, but that society has kind of pounded out of us. And so we created a program that actually shows you what you are doing, what you're not doing to awaken your own social emotional learning. So you're learning side by side with the students. And the students, remember, kids see a lot more than we give them credit for. And so they come up with new ways of awakening that social emotional learning. For example, there's a great series of books that it's called The Pigeon Rides the Bus. And in The Pigeon Rides the Bus, the pigeon is set up so that the kids can draw that pigeon any way they want. And so there was this one fifth grader, and the teacher said he doesn't have empathy. And I want to be clear on something. Empathy and compassion are not the same thing, and we can get into that a little bit later. But she said because he didn't have empathy, he couldn't learn compassion. And I disagree with that. You don't need to have empathy to have compassion. And so what we did is we came up with a drawing showing a problem that the pigeon is part of. And then we left the next frame blank and asked that young man what he would do to solve the problem. So he didn't write it, he didn't talk it, he drew what he would do. And he came up with 3 different ways of drawing a solution that was a compassionate solution. And so we have to open up ways and pathways for all learners. Not those ones who just can write well or speak well, but those that can draw, those who are musically inclined. There are so many different ways we can awaken that, and the teachers are reawakened because it brings back the love of learning. For God's sake, that's something we tested out of our system, right? We standardized tests out of our system.
Yeah.
So social emotional learning brings that life back to learning.
You know, I wonder, though, one quick question. The way people are using technology these days is a little bit different. I'm 65, so when I was 10 years old, the way I learned and then how I had access to information is very different than now. And I wonder, with kids these days growing up, you have access to all sorts of technology. Does that contribute to kind of an ADD, or information is so, it's all over the place now. It's so easily accessible, but I wonder if that makes it harder in some cases to actually buckle down and really learn.
No, I actually don't think that's the case. I think, think back in our day, too, when TV came out. TV was supposed to be the death of us, right? Make us mind zombies. And when, I just seen this throughout history. When Elvis Presley was coming out, right, we weren't supposed to see his hips because it was supposed to mind blow us, right? It's the same thing with technology. Everything has a positive, it's a yin and yang, positive and negative. And you can harness the positive side. So, for example, we do animated films with kids, and they can take an iPad and make something come alive. Literally, a film that they can create. So it's how you harness it. And I think that too many times we become fearful of what we don't know, that we forget to jump into the fire and to use that fire.
Exactly.
Path ahead.
Because, Chris, that's where Paul Hughes comes in with his change your grades, change your life, because that's immediate. The affirmations are an immediate result. even over a little bit of time. But the cultivating the compassion, that's a little bit, that takes a little time to cultivate that, because there are many other components. The family unit plays a big role. Everybody plays a big role. But here, Paul, your affirmations, you will see pretty much the results very...
That's a more personal level than they're promoting in the schools today. They've taken out that compassion, and they just teach these kids to prepare for tests.
Thank you for helping me out. Change Your Grades, Change Your Life. Paul Hughes, what is your website, Paul?
It is changeyourgrades.com.
Thank you. Now, that is an immediate. I have used affirmations. They absolutely work, and Professor helps your students. It's very individualized and so forth. Now, with Chris Cook, The Compassionate Achiever, How Helping Others Fuels Success, please check out his website. Chris, I'd like to check in with you in a couple of months and see how you're doing on your programs. Because
love that. Thanks.
Please stay also with us. I like to bring in an author. Her name is Terry Murphy, and she's also a part of our family. And she wrote a wonderful book. She did something. She took the bull by the horn, because it has to start when the kids are young, when the kids are toddlers, like your Aya, right? Soulful Sydney explores diversity. So is Terry on the phone with us?
No, not yet. We've got about a 6-minute break, and then we can both go to 2 hours. I can get her on.
I see. So we have to go for a break first. Chris, I'm going to have to let you go. Chris Cook, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. And Chris Hunter, if you want to stick with us for just a moment, I'd like to wrap it up with the reflective thinking. Thank you so much, Chris Cook. Chris Hunter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The reflective thinking, what would your advice be for parents and for their children, for the students?
Well, reflective thinking is imperative. One of the things that I implemented years ago in the speech and theater camps that I had for elementary school kids, grades pre-K through 5, was this idea that reflective thinking and reflecting upon your day and what it is that you learn, especially when it comes to the skill of speech, debate, and theater, which teaches children, which, by the way, people believe is impossible, logic and reasoning and character development, etc. It is imperative, because you must be reflective in your thinking, especially when you deal with stage fright or the fear of speaking in public, which is the technical term is called glossophobia. And so reflective thinking and going through positive affirmations, because we implement that same exact concept, right? Because in order to be able to remember different arguments that they've created in debate cases, or different characters that they come up with in terms of their theatrical performances, it is imperative that reflective thinking, positive self-talk, and positive visualization and affirmations are key.
Yeah, we're talking about affirmations, not affirmations.
I apologize. And so the fact of the matter is that in reflective thinking, you're able to not only remember keywords, physical feeling, and through mindful practice of remembering both scripts, arguments, trigger words, etc., and it helps advance the student and could possibly help the parent in facilitating learning within their child by being able to reflectively think of what it is that they've learned, spoke about, read, etc.
Chris? I'm out of time. I'm so sorry to end it here. And I'd like to give you an invite for July 29th to be with us again. I'm sorry, my producer just gave me the signal that we need to go for a break. I want to thank you for coming on tonight. That was Chris Hunter from Houston, Texas.
Thanks, Chris.
And I will announce your website, impactcommunicationsllc.net. impactcommunicationsllc.net. That's Chris Hunter. Chris Hunter's website. He's a professor from Rice University in Houston, Texas. Thank you, and a big hug to you, Chris. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much.
Y'all later. Bye-bye.
And after the break now, we will get to meet the author of Soulful Sydney, Terry Murphy. And it's about Sydney Explores Diversification. So, and also in the Artist Corner, Joe Malfettone is going to be with us. So stay tuned, and we will try to do the winners as well as soon as we get off before we get off the air. So please stay tuned. We're going to go for a break. We're going to come back with the author and with the artist, and then we're going to announce the winners. Okay.
You're my world, your every breath I take. You're my world.
Message and data rates may apply.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out today, because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who texts GROW to 85850. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad, because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Text GROW to 85850. Ask about the Bosley Guarantee, GROW to 85850.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-348-2121. That's 800-348-2121. 800-348-2121. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Hundreds of Nora Jaya's clients have experienced how their life has been regenerated and suffering has turned to unshackled joy, chronic pain to full mobility, health, and comfort. NoraJayaHealingArts.com. Private, comfort, good health. NoraJayaHealingArts.com. To your good health, always. Having unforeseen transportation safety challenges? On the road, transporting goods, airport schedules to meet, driving to work? This can happen anytime, and time is money. Call Linda at Bridgeport Auto Glass, 24-hour helpline, 203-606-5488. That's 203-606-5488. Bridgeport Auto Glass, 1227 Barnum Avenue, Bridgeport, and BridgeportAutoglassShop.com, 203-606-5488. Bridgeport Auto Glass at 1227 Barnum Avenue, Bridgeport, cares about your safety.
This is WICC 600.
Message and data rates may apply.
Warning, texting while driving is illegal just about everywhere. So if you want to take advantage of a life-changing LASIK offer, pull over when you can, because a special opportunity is just one text away. The LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free evaluations and dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK. Text the keyword EASY to 350-350 to get the benefit of FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Text to schedule your free appointment to see if LASIK is right for you. When you text EASY to 350-350, you'll also get an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Today, it's your turn. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you've always wanted for a fraction of what others charge. This great offer is just a text away. Text EASY to 350-350. That's EASY to 350-350.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Now you can have a large portion of your credit card debt forgiven. Get Relief Today wants to give you free information that shows you how. This program is proven to work for credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt. We'll give you the secret to this money-saving program absolutely free. 800-207-8558. That's 800-207-8558. That's 800-207-8558.
You're never going to get as much sleep as you want. That's why you need to make every hour of sleep you do get really count. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. Our sheets are handcrafted from pure, fair trade, 100% organic cotton. Hundreds of thousands of Americans, including 3 U.S. presidents, sleep better than ever on Boll & Branch sheets. If you order today, we'll give you $50 off your first set of sheets with promo code SLEEP, spelled BOLL, and branch.com. Promo code SLEEP.
This is WICC 600.
Thank you for staying with us. After our break, I'm Mariette Kammerer. We're at our second half of our Conscious Living event, and great guests, great energy here in the studio. And on the telephone with us is a wonderful author, Terry Murphy.
Hi.
Soulful Sydney explores diversity. Good evening, Terry Murphy, and how are you?
I am great. I've been listening to your show, and I have to tell you, the guests have been really impressive. I'm writing down names. I'm going to be calling people. I've really learned a lot tonight. Thank you.
Cold calling. You know how to do cold calling, right? When you're an author and when you're a community partner, boy, you certainly have to do many, many things. Anyway, Terry, I have about 4 minutes to go through the book, and you certainly can stay with us to the end of the show, but I have another guest coming on. So, what is the purpose? Why did you write this book, Soulful Sydney?
Soulful Sydney explores diversity, available on Amazon and Kindle. I was afraid of Muslims. I had a tremendous fear of Muslims, and I ended up befriending a little girl. She's 11 years old, and she's a Muslim, and she wears a hijab every day, and that was kind of what I was scared of. It's weird to be scared of something at my age, but I was. And she and I got to know each other, and we ended up writing this book together, and it rhymes, and it's relevant, and it's timely, and I think that when you let go of your fear, and a lot of people have talked about this tonight, when you let go of your fear, compassion has a chance to enter. Compassion and the ability to be inclusive, and I think that that's what we're needing right now. So it's really a timely and relevant book, and I've had a blast doing it.
Yes, and what I recognized right away, that we need to start at a very early age, because the children books, we teach them compassion. But, the children get it, but what about the parents? Isn't it...
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think we've got a couple of folks maybe in our society. I think Muslims are the enemy du jour right now. But every generation has their set of enemies, and I think that this one is theirs. And I think that adults can change too. So this is something adults can change just by using the example in this particular book of how to work through your fear and go out the other side.
Yeah,
and it has to do with breaking bread with other people.
Right. You know what I just thought of? I meant compassion in general.
Yeah.
That's how children books should be written, to teach them at a very early age so they get the language. This is what I'm saying. And children are very adaptable to that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
This is what I'm saying. And then we change the culture because it starts with mom and dad, bringing the book into the house. And it's all about the compassionate part, no matter in what area.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely.
Now,
one of the lines of the book, the place is not depicted on any map or chart. It ultimately resides in each person's heart. Your own compassion can always be found if you keep your mind open and just look around. Those are words that are geared to children, but when you think about it, the adults are definitely going to get that. This is not a children's book in that sense.
I see. Now, I saw that you have a book opening in Newtown.
We've got a book launch coming up. Yes, and we've invited senators, Richard Blumenthal, and hopefully he's going to come. I also invited Oprah, but I haven't heard back from her yet.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. No, please, what is the website again? Soulful Sydney?
SoulfulSydney.com.
Anything else you want our listeners to know? Because we're just about out of time. We'll have you on some other time, Terry, but we're running a little bit behind.
I understand. I enjoyed it completely, and check out SoulfulSydney.com, and it's available on Amazon and Kindle, and I hope you enjoy the book. It's your hopefully it'll be a family favorite.
Yeah. Terry Murphy is the author, and also Deborah Clark, the co-author, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Terry. I appreciate it.
Have a good
Soulful
evening.
Sydney explores diversity. Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. And we're rushing along a little bit, but I don't want to rush because the person I'm about to introduce to you, he worked for years and years. He is our artist for the evening, Joe Malfitone. No, I've been criticized that I haven't,
Mamma mia.
I can say Malfitone.
Ciao,
Good
Bella.
evening. How are you?
Ciao.
Ciao. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Guten Tag. Guten Abend. Wie geht's?
Piacere.
So, great to have you here. And you're going to give us some thoughts on your Transfiguration series because they're sculptures and paintings. So,
so the series, it's my first larger series in my career as a fine artist. And I think in line with everyone else that we heard from tonight, I think one of the main themes is that we can kind of see that there's a need out there. And one of the things that I wanted to start to fulfill in my work is exactly what I feel everyone may require in life, which is an actual understanding of who we are as people. And I think in fine art, that's exactly what every painter, every sculptor has really wanted to do. Is that they wanted to get in touch with what it really means to be human. Even if it's through a landscape, what they're actually doing is trying to express what it means to them, their experience through that landscape. A lot of artists like to say that what painting and sculpting and art does is that it can change your viewpoint. What I would like to do, and I think what a lot of other great artists have done, is that they have wanted to make pieces where you don't necessarily have to change your point of view, but like she was just talking about with our own compassion, we can kind of feel something within us actually emerge. And that's what you see in the sculptures. Actually, if you have your phone out right now, you can go to joemalf.com, Joemalf, and view them. They're on the front page. The sculptures there are a way to sort of show to people that there is something within us that can emerge. And it isn't something that's only of the mind and something that you have to learn, but it's something more creative. That's why I wanted to express it through fine art. It's something that you really just have to feel. And for me, as an artist, I have to feel that while I'm creating the works. So the sculptures there are sort of a way to symbolize us actually embodying who we are. And then the paintings, they're large scale. There's one planned to be 8 feet by 5 feet, and the other is like 3 feet by 5 feet. So at this larger scale, what I want to do with this is I want to create a psychological landscape where, it isn't about mountains and fields and rivers, but it's about allowing people to be confronted with ideas that might be acting within themselves, and to give them space to realize that it is, and to actually recognize that, okay, perhaps like a few of the authors before us, what they were talking about is that perhaps I have a lot of thoughts within me that are acting, a type of psychology that is actually driving my life, and the landscapes are a way to invite people to visit that and then be able to realize it within themselves. And my hope is that just through the actual realization and the viewing and of these works, that they'll be able to start to let go of these things within themselves.
Wow.
And find true change.
Wow. I know you have the sculptures and paintings at Chilton and Chadwick in Greenwich, Connecticut. And the viewing can take place till June the 15th.
Yep.
And, of course, you can arrange private viewing. So Joe Malfettoni at 203-610-4991. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And then they can also send me a message to mail@joemalf.com, mail@joemalf.com. We're also going to have an artist talk the last week of the show, so the week of June 15th.
I think that's a big thing. Just to hear you talk, it's incredible. Just from what you said, how people can express themselves by viewing, but also to have the artwork in their home.
You're going to be speaking?
Or at their business. That's a big thing.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Big thing.
Yeah, especially with this work, I wanted something to be very hard-hitting and something that would really change the environment that it's in. I think it would fit very well in a number of businesses and homes.
Exactly. Your website again, Joe?
joemalf.com.
That's spelled MALF.com. joemalf.com. Joe, I would really want to thank you for coming here tonight. Conscious Living, to be part of it, but you certainly do something actively about conscious living. You wake people up with your work. It's so true. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Incredible couple you are. So, thank you so much.
Grazie.
So, grazie, dankeschön. Now, Herr Doctor, come on. How much time do we have left, Mr. Producer? Probably a couple of minutes.
Took all my paper.
Yeah, we have about 3.5 minutes left. So, is everybody ready out there today? So, we like to announce the winners. We've had some calls, quite a few calls, and we cut it actually off at 8:30. So, for the
drum roll,
please. Right. For the Red Rooster in Newtown, Connecticut, the gift certificate. You can have a nice lunch, whatever you want to do. Take your sweetie out. The $25 gift certificate goes to Nicole Nadro. So, enjoy the Red Rooster in Newtown gift certificate of $25 for Nicole Nadro. I will call you tomorrow and make arrangements to send it to you. Barbara Bittman has the Soulful Sydney book by Terry Murphy.
Way to go, Barbara.
That's right, the Soulful. Maggie Balamone, Change Your Grades. Balamone, Change Your Grades, Change Your Life. And here it comes, the Pure Posture Board. Can we have the drum roll? Thank you very much. Goes to Susan Murphy.
Susan.
Thank you. So those were the winners. We will... Thank you. Enjoy. So, everybody likes to win something. I never win anything. I don't. Do you win a lot, Rich?
I've won a gold coin. at
When?
the, what's that, the Big Y?
Oh, forget about it. How about you, Jim?
I've been very lucky.
You win a lot of things?
Yes, I every time I walk, I'm not even going to talk about the scratch-off lotto tickets, but I'm
geez.
very lucky.
I never win anything, even with the scratch-off. And then I get mad that I don't win anything. So how about you, Nara?
I never win those things. Actually, I've won like $20, with scratch-off and this.
Yeah, that's why I don't play, because I don't win, so how can you win?
I
actually scratched it off.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
So...
you
I don't
split
think
it.
we
Joe Malfasoni won $20.
Then, right?
We lost it. Incredible.
It's still laying in our...
Well, I tell you, we're just about ending our conscious living event. It was very, very interesting, especially with what's happening in schools and the various facets. And it's so true. People need immediate help. Like you, Nora, you can consult with people and you can tell them exactly, look, this, and that. Very, very important, right? Right, Rich?
Yeah. Very, very.
What are you, retired already?
You took my
I'm
papers.
working here. I still have 2 minutes to go. You're not.
I'm unconscious.
He's tired. I think
I'm unconscious.
I think he needs something to eat. I think his energy is trying. The producer, he's cracking up in the other room.
To hear so many people really kind of talking the same language, but in their own expression, and it's just so needed right now. And especially as a professional in what I do as a healer, I talk about compassion all the time.
Yes.
And so to have professors and to have authors and to have doctors talk about compassion, it's just such a relief. This is so needed, and it's so important for us to dig deep and have compassion for ourselves first, and then relay that throughout the world.
Absolutely.
People will hear more about it. I know you have an article coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have workshops for moms coming out. NoraJHealingArt.com.
Thanks for pulling my ass out of the fire, Nora.
Now, he just said the word. I wasn't supposed to say that word. I wanted to say it, so I apologize. I apologize for anybody who is offended.
Nora has compassion, that's why.
Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for listening. I hope our winners are happy. They can sleep good tonight. Thank you so much, Joe, Nora. Thank you, Jim Alfieri. I had to bribe him with cake.
Pleasure.
And my dear friend, Rich, the naturopathic physician and chiropractor.
Buonanotte.
Always here, good friend. And Nora, looking forward to the big open house, July 29th. You'll hear Nora again here on WICC with some really great stuff. Thank you for our producer, Rich.
Yes, Richard.
And thank you, everybody. And thank you, Tom Jones, Sir Tom Jones. And good night, everybody.
I wanna die.